Watch this.
Next, football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the Dub. On Friday nights, it feel like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline, they showing us love. Great interviews, go Hugs, put in work, go good. Texas youth and high school talking to page on Facebook, hold up. Coach Carter stand on the scene, giving advice, he do what he mean. Jay Mack and Swaggy Vic, rocking the gear, it's so clean.
Big guys and go easy, off the easy for cheesy. With my steppers, our special kids, making places so easy. Trying to win, we so greedy. All our fans are so needy, cause they need to hear them talk about that club. We do it for the dub.
We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF dub.
Welcome to the Dub, number one high school podcast starring Pat Boteezy, Jeremy McInnes, Whitfield Roderick, Coach Carr, and Ryan Riser.
Well, all right. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to the number one talk show. Speak out.
The Dub, baby. You heard it first. The Dub.
Yo,
What it do?
what it do, Jay?
Man, we in this thing, dog.
Oh, yeah.
We in here like Tony, just me and you.
Hey, what if a one man, 2 man, 5 man? The show must go on. We got this.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, I mean, that's the thing. We wasn't going to go on tonight. But the main one that always be talking about, we got to have a show. He over here. I guess he might be mad, but he wanted to have a debate show, so maybe he protesting or something. I don't know. We want to have. He want to debate.
Said he protested.
Yeah, he protested.
Oh,
He
man.
protested. He want to have a debate, so the debate did go down. So I guess he said he up out this joke. I guess I don't know.
Oh, man.
Hey, but it don't matter, man. We here. Matt Stepp just hit me up. He said he gonna follow here in a minute. So and when Matt come in, we just go he gonna give us a little summary of coaching school, what all went down, what they was talking about. You know,
Yeah.
they talked about the new 7A thing. They talked about the new yeah. I look like that's coming, man. They talked about
Yes.
they talk about, of course, changing the venue. Everybody don't want to go to AT&T, but it's still coming back here. So shout out to
You know
LeBron. What's up?
You know what though? I kind of do as a Dallas native. I kind of do want to travel for the state championship, just like we do in basketball. I kind of like that. That San Antonio trip is pretty fun. But I guess but us living here, it make us want to travel. The people that's like in Houston and San Antonio, Austin, all there. I guess they see it different. But us being here every year, I kind of do want to travel.
Yeah, I mean, like we said Sunday, I love for it to be in Austin. Like, to me, Austin is perfect.
Yes.
Other than playing outside and we don't know what the weather gonna be like, but can you imagine if we go down there on a Thursday through Saturday? Man, 6th
I
Street
think
be
the Alamo
lit.
Dome. I think the Alamo Dome would be good too in San Antonio,
Yeah.
just like it is in basketball. I think they should really consider doing both, like they do basketball. No, the basketball in Alamo Dome. So I think the Alamo Dome would be great for both basketball and football.
Yeah, I mean, they talked about it. Of course, they voted on AT&T again. I think Jared just be offering a sweet deal. They just can't they can't refuse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Jared just working that magic, man.
Hey, I know one thing though, J Mac. Jerry bustles on our head with that food though. Man.
Yeah, see, Jerry, he offered that sweet deal because he could have charged $25 for a combo and carrying on, and $20 parking for everybody. So he making his
See,
he making his money.
I think the problem with Austin is it's an outdoor stadium. Texas Stadium, it's an outdoor stadium, so I don't think they'll go that route, especially in December area. That's weather, so that's why I don't think Austin is in the mix.
Yeah, and like shout out to our favorite person from Parker County, man, the homie
My
Aaron
boy,
Valencia, man. Welcome back, amigo. Amigo was down at getting his
I saw
milk.
it. Beautiful
Welcome
family,
back,
though.
man.
Beautiful family,
We got the
Aaron.
homie. What up, Matt?
Oh,
Hey, what's
step.
up, fellas? What's up, y'all? What's up?
What's up, Matt?
Hey, man, just us, homie.
Man, you got a skeleton crew today, man. My
Man,
voice is back.
hey,
You talked to me yesterday. My voice was damn near gone. So it's coming back to me now. So
Uh-oh.
yeah, you sound a lot better than you did yesterday. Yesterday, you sound
yeah,
like you.
scratchy voice because you're loud talking for 3 days. You know, you're scream talking 'cause it's so loud. You're talking like you're in the club. You know how when you're in a club or in a bar, you have to talk loud.
Yeah, you do.
Well, if you do that for 3 straight days for 16
Adam.
hours a day, you know, by day 2, that thing is struggling. I had halls and honey lemon tea and everything. So trying to keep it together. So, you know, it is what it is.
It came
But
back
I'm
to
better.
you, bro.
I'm better now.
It came back to you. Hey,
Yeah.
before we get the rundown on coaching school, man, I left out a district. We went over the districts. I left out a district, but since you here, you know what I'm saying, I can bring it up and you can say why you picked this district in this order.
Yeah.
Which was
Oh, you found it. I was.
6A.
Yeah. So
I
I
found
was
it.
watching. I was watching the show late at night in my hotel room in San Antonio when I would get back from going out. I watched the dub and try to see what B-Rise ranking experts. It seemed like B-Rise agree with me a lot though, so I don't know how. Maybe my picks are pretty good, man. So
Except for he picked Lake Highlands to win that district. Other than that,
I saw Lake Highlands. I think it's going to be a down year for them.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a down year. Yeah, I mean, I like Crowley. I like North Crowley, obviously, in 3-6A. I think Crowley is a solid pick for the number 2 spot. It gets interesting after that. I give Mansfield the edge for the 3 spot. I think they've been the best of the Mansfield 6As consistently. And you also got to remember these Mansfield schools are going from playing Duncanville, DeSoto, Cedar Hill, Waxahachie, and yeah, Crowley and North Crowley are good, but even Crowley's not like I wouldn't pick Crowley over Cedar Hill. I wouldn't pick Crowley over Waxahachie. So
No.
Mansfield will be able to play with Crowley, I think. And that's actually a Thursday night game and not a bad Thursday night game. I might go to that game later this year.
hey, I might go to the week 1. They play Burnville. That's a Thursday night game.
Yeah. So Mansfield's going to be all right. And I think Legacy and even Lake Ridge will be better. I'm a little concerned about Boswell. In that they're down right now. And then I think
really?
Weatherford bringing up the rear. But even Weatherford, they always play tough at home, you know. So they always,
Right.
they always give a game. So, you know, I think once you get past the top 3, I think North Crowley is number 1. I think Crowley and Mansfield is a toss up with the edge to Crowley, and then after that, I think 4 through 7, really any of those 4 teams could get that 4 spot. You know, I think it's very evenly matched there.
Yeah, what you think about that, Swag? You said but I let you give your position, your ranking, especially after heard Matt what he said about Boswell, because you had Boswell.
Oh, my God, man. You just broke my heart on that Boswell thing. I actually had them at
You a Boswell
3.
fan too?
No, I'm not a Boswell fan. I just,
Okay.
you know,
You
over a
thought
couple
they'd
of
do
years.
better?
Yeah, they broke my heart a little bit on that one. But I like your list. I think your list is great. I'm like you on that 2 and 3. That 2 and 3 can go either way because,
Yep.
like you said a while ago, Mansfield, even though they have been the district of Doom for like the last sometime years, they've been competitive in that district.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
yeah, they lose to DeSoto and Duncanville. We know that, but they've actually beaten everybody else from time to time. So
I mean,
Mansfield is one of those schools you do not sleep on. So
Absolutely.
Mansfield and Crowley, they can definitely that 3-2 can definitely flip.
I mean, if we're saying teams can't beat DeSoto and Duncanville, we should rank them low. Then shit, we got to rank everybody low because they don't lose to nobody except each other.
Yeah, because I'm not mistaken. A couple of years back, I think I don't know how many years it was. I think Mansfield had barely lost to DeSoto. One of those years. So, was it like a 37-30 type of game? It was like a 37.
Mansfield played.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mansfield had a good team 2 years ago. I think they made the playoffs. They had a decent team.
I remember that.
So, yeah, Mansfield will be all right.
But Mansfield always have been one of those. Like I said, they always have been that team that in that district, that third team. So they finally go into a district where they have a chance to actually compete for a district championship. So
Yeah,
that's gonna be pretty good for them.
I agree.
Yeah, I kind of got it the same as you, man. I think North Crowley probably is the clear favorite. Like,
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
you know, and
Yeah.
I give Crowley a little bit more of a lean over Mansfield. I think Crowley's gonna surprise some people, man. Like they got. I was looking at my little homie. Number one, I think Tay is gonna be almost unguardable. Unless he just have a sophomore slump, I think he's gonna be unguardable this year.
You know what
I
actually talked to a recruiting analyst about Ellis, Tavius Ellis. In his opinion, he believes Ellis is the number one receiver in the state in that class.
Oh wow!
Thank you. I've been saying it, Matt.
He thinks I would not be shocked if in the next one major recruiting services rankings they put Ellis over Feaster. Like they think that highly of him. So
I'm telling you,
J-Mac said that last year.
Yeah,
I've been saying this since last year, but it's like this to me. If you look at if Decory Moore is the cream of the crop, right? That's if that's the 5-star cream of the crop, to me, Ellis is the closest thing to it, and I just see him being the next because he could do it all.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a pretty.
That's not a shot at Booby Feaster by any means. I think it's just.
Oh no!
I think it's like a car, right? You got some people who the recruiting is like that. Like some people are Chevy people, some people are Ford people. You know, some people are truck people, some people are SUV people. It's just whatever your preference. I mean, recruiting and the rankings are really about preferences in each individual. We all have inherent biases that we try to avoid, but ultimately they come out in certain points. So it just is.
You like what you like, right?
It's nothing to get upset about, really. I mean, you know, especially when you got offers, it's gonna be all right. So,
it's just beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, I think Crowley, their tail is going to be told up front on both sides. There's no doubt Crowley has the skill kids. I think it's going to come down to Crowley's offensive line and defensive lines, how they mature, how they grow up. Because when it gets cold in mid-October, late November, and it ain't hot, and the skill guys got to work, you got to be able to block, you got to be able to consistently run the football, and you got to be able to stop the run, and you got to be able to get to the quarterback. And that's ultimately to winning playoff games typically comes down to that. I think Crowley's going to go 8-2. That's my pick. I think the Mansfield game is a toss-up, but I give a slight edge to Crowley. I think they're going to lose to North Shore and North Crowley. Not breaking any news there, but I think they should win the rest of their games.
At all.
It's just going to come down to
playoff
matchups.
Game, man?
I mean, I give Crowley an edge. I think Skylines. I give Crowley an edge. I think Crowley's the favorite, but I don't think that's a game where Crowley can come in sleeping on Skyline. Like I think Skyline's going to be good enough to beat them. But I would give Crowley the edge, by a touchdown, something like that.
I'm gonna go on a limb here, right here on this show. I'm gonna say I think the city of Crowley will be at Crowley ISD for that big game. Even I'm not sure if North Crowley play on that night or not, but I think the city of Crowley shows up, rally around, and I think those guys go out there in week 2 and pull a major upset and send shockwaves through 6A. I think they defeat North Shore.
That's gonna be more than shockwave. That's gonna be bigger than an earthquake.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna send shockwaves through 6A with that victory, and they're gonna let the kids down the street know, hey, we here.
Hey, stand. I mean, I don't agree with it, but stand on it. Hey, we'll see what happens. I think it's a bold prediction. I mean, you know, we know what North Shore is about. And Crowley, if they won that game, it would be like a signature moment for Crowley. You know, that would be like a playoff program change and win. So, you know, we'll see. It ain't that far away, boys. We got, you know, basically the month.
Can't wait.
A month. We're gonna be. I think hell in a month. I'm gonna be at a. I think I'm gonna go.
Think about it, man.
Yeah, it's not. It's all. What's that? Sorry,
I said, think about it, Mac. That week 2,
man,
you got delay.
No, yeah. I heard. Now, I just didn't catch. Think about it. The week 2. Yeah, I mean, you got Crowley.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. Think about week 2. I was thinking of what Swaggy was talking about. Just think of this upset city, man. Just think if North Crowley could pull off the upset and Crowley pull off an upset.
Man,
like, we won't be able to go down 35.
Yeah, it's great games in week 2, man. You got those 2 games. You got Duncanville, South Oak Cliff.
Yeah,
Coppell, Waxahachie. I think Thursday you got Berkner and Horn. Some good games that week, man. Week 2 is going to be great.
Hey, man, I got a question for you. You're an expert.
I don't know about all that, but I like watching football.
Hey, man, you big stepper. Come on now.
I like to watch football.
If South Oak Cliff travels down 45 and per se beat North Shore, and I don't mean like barely win, beat them, does that send a clear-cut message to week 2? I mean, against Duncanville, does that show? What you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it would show that maybe South Oak Cliff has what it takes to pull the upset. I mean, going on the road, like I said it, I think during the offseason, you know, when you have to travel 3+ hours in non-district, I think historically this is a very Norm Hitchcock stat. If you used to listen to the ticket, you know, like I did, this is a Norm stat, right? Teams in non-district that travel more than 3 hours historically lose like 87% of the time.
Yeah.
In non-district, you're not coming down the day before. You're not traveling. I mean, you're traveling day of. You're not getting in the hotel and doing all walkthrough. You're traveling through. You're getting out. You're going to class. You're getting out of class at midway through the day. You're driving down to Houston. You're doing a walkthrough on the road. You got to get off the bus, stretch, get loose. It's hard. So if South Oak Cliff pulled that off, it would be very impressive. I don't think they are, but you know, I'm not always right. So I'm only right about 80% of the time. So you know, hey,
would you say that's the most intriguing game of week 1?
I haven't broke down the week 1 schedule like just statewide or just even DFW wide. I think that's one of the most intriguing games though, for sure. Week 1 will be very good. I think North Crowley and Lancaster is a very intriguing game. Just to see if Lancaster is ready, Lancaster. Me and Coach Paul had a funny talk about that. Lancaster against North Crowley on Saturday. I think that's a great game. There's always a bunch of really good games week 1, so those are definitely up there for sure.
Man, I can't wait.
Yeah, man, we're not that far away, man. Hell, in a month, I'm gonna be in Athens, my junior college where I play basketball at. They play week 0. They play the week before the high school season starts, and so I'm gonna go to. I don't get a chance to watch them play very much, so I'm gonna be down there watching them play week 0, little JUCO ball, August 24th.
Well, I have not missed a Carter season opener since the early 2000s. I kid you not. The last I missed a Carter season opener was probably like 2000. Probably the year 2000. Who knows what year it was?
Carter opened it up with. Who they got?
This year, they got Van, first game of the season. Kincaid.
Is it in Van or Carter?
Kincaid.
Is that Kincaid? Okay.
Yeah, that North Shore game is threatening my streak. Big time.
I got you.
It's threatening my streak.
Van is a good team, man.
Yeah.
They play Carthage and Pleasant Grove. They're good. They ain't gonna be no joke. They're gonna be a good time. That's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
And I kind of want to go to see that Kimball game also in Arkansas. I kind of want to go down there for that.
Yeah, that's right. Kimball is going to.
I hope that's on
Pine
the
Bluff.
stream somewhere. I hope that's
I
on
don't,
the
I, don't,
stream.
I don't know how Arkansas does their streaming or not. I don't know. So
I hope it is too. I want to see that.
Before we get into the coaching school and just the headlines that come out of it, because I know they did have discussions. I wanted to ask you this: like, of the first 3 weeks, which is typically the pre-district games,
sure.
which week do you feel is the biggest week? Like, to me, it seemed like this week 2 is going to be the biggest.
Yeah.
What week do you kind of feel that
Right
DFW wise?
Yeah, I think right now week 2. I think week 1 will be really good. I think week 2 is a little bit better right now, just across the board in the Metroplex. But week 1 and week 2 are right there neck and neck. Week 3 probably start to take a step back a little bit, and then week 4, 5, some teams are playing districts, some are playing non-district. Matchups kind of start to fall off a little bit. But yeah, I think week 2 we got. I think on Saturday we got Skyline and Fort Bend Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good week 2 game. There's a lot of week 2 is loaded. Like
Yeah.
week 2 is great.
You got Carter, Panther Creek.
Lancaster, Lido.
Yeah, Carter, Panther Creek, Lancaster, Lido, Lancaster or Lido week 2.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I think I'm trying to see where I'm going on week 2 on Friday night. Hang on, I'll tell you where my plan is right now.
I'll be in Frisco.
Yeah, I'm going to Coppell, Waxahachie. So I mean, like, it's just a bunch of great games, man. It's gonna be.
Man.
Wow. Woo.
I'm going to want Coppell, Waxahachie on Friday night, week 2.
Who does Soto play week 2?
You
North
got
Carolina.
Stock Duncanville.
North Crowley, yeah, Sock Duncanville.
Yeah,
It's like-
DeSoto, North Crowley.
Is that the same night? Please
South
say no.
Duncanville.
Please say no. That's the
I
same
think
night.
most of those games are on Friday. I know Skyline and Fort Bend Marshall is on Saturday. I do know.
Okay.
Yeah. I think most of them will be on Friday night.
I'll probably go to that one because I think that's the only Saturday game.
Yeah, we'll go to that one, Jay, man.
Yeah.
What's up, Coach Tom?
What's up, Coach?
What up, y'all?
What's up with it, team?
I'm the Dubs coaching school correspondent. Me and you with the coaching school correspondents today.
I know, man. Yeah, news you can use.
So, J Mac, before we get into coaching school, though, I just personally want to offer my condolences to Jasper and everyone down there. On the tragic shooting there, Coach Burt. It's really a sad thing, kind of a bummer to end coaching school. So, my thoughts and condolences are to Coach Crumity and everybody over there at Jasper, what those kids and that community is going through. It's a really sad thing. So, just want to make sure before we get started with the fun stuff, just want to make sure I get that out of the way. So,
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was tough.
Hey, that was, man. That was when I heard about it. I was like, I was thinking it had to be more to it, but it just seemed like that was about the most random thing.
and the crazy part, Todd, is so it happened because I know y'all had y'all's event there Sunday night. That second floor rooftop area,
Yeah.
where she was sitting at, like we saw her, and we were right there. Those stairs that go up to that third level bar. We were right there in the corner, and she was like 5 feet from us. We left like an hour before it went down. I saw lightning, and I was like, man, I don't want to get rained on because if it starts raining, it's gonna be hard as hell to get an Uber out of here. So I left, and she was right over there 5 feet from us, man. So it's like condolences.
Yeah, I actually, I was downstairs the whole night, and then it actually went upstairs. Not even maybe 10 to 15 minutes before it actually happened. Like I was like standing right there with Bam. Where Bam them had the little tape?
I did see Bam. Yeah, I saw. I didn't see you on Monday night, but I did see Bam.
I didn't go upstairs till about like maybe 15 minutes before it happened.
Yeah, man. It just tells you, man, it's like life is fleeting, man. You can be sitting there having a good time, and then some idiot shooting a gun off the top of a freeway into a crowd. It was like J-Mac. It was like 4,000 people there Monday night. Like that place is huge. It was crazy. So,
wow,
definitely.
Yeah.
It looked lit.
It was. And I heard Coach Todd's party was pretty lit Sunday night too. So
Oh man, Coach Todd.
Oh, he gave us a glimpse. He gave
Yeah,
us a
then,
glimpse.
you know, and the crazy part was like our athletic trainer was actually the one that was administering CPR to her.
Wow.
Like he
I
the one
heard,
that
yeah.
carried. He actually physically carried her out of the club outside. So you know,
Sad.
both our
Yeah.
trainers they really shook right now.
Yes.
Rightfully so. Yeah, one of the coaches from Abilene High that I know was downstairs, and he saw y'all's trainer because he was like, it wasn't a security guard that was carrying her; it was a trainer, and he was like,
Yeah.
I thought the girl. He was like, at first, I thought somebody just had too much to drink and passed out, and then he saw the blood, and he knew something was really wrong. So, yeah, it shook everybody up, man. It was really a sad thing. So,
Yeah, that wasn't the thing. It could have been anybody standing up there on that roof.
yeah.
And that's why next I'm gonna say it is truly a blessing, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, to see you two guys on this panel right now after that transpired. 'Cause like you said, it could have been anyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when it's your time, man. It's just crazy how it goes, how that happens, you know. So
I praise God that wasn't the case. So I'm glad to see you two guys.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it was.
I'm
You
glad.
know,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring it
I'm
down
sorry
on him.
for
I
that.
wanted to make sure my first
You
public
good.
thing.
You had to, man. I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
do
mean,
it.
it's
If
the
you
right
didn't do
thing
it,
to
I was
do.
gonna do it. So
Yeah, it's the right.
yeah,
thing.
I was gonna do it. But
I
before
had
we
to
go
fight my
there,
tears a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got swaggy tears. Hey,
Oh,
Todd,
man.
do you got
Oh,
any
yeah.
you got anything on Matt Steph's prediction for 3-6-8?
No, I agree with him. I think if I really probably looked in the Mansfield, I could possibly see switching those two around with Crowley. You know, and then I would also like to see, I'm not sure really what Boswell been doing, but what district they've been in. But, you know, that them and Lake Ridge could be flip-flop too, probably.
Yeah. My whole thing,
They're in
Todd,
the Trinity district.
Todd, my whole thing with the Mansfield school was that, you know, they're obviously haven't been successful against DeSoto, Duncanville, those guys, but they've been playing those teams.
Yeah.
It's going to be like playing a whole different ball game in that district, except North Crowley, obviously. But they're going to be all right. They're battle tested. They got them calluses on their hands because they've been playing those teams for the past 4 years. Their kids are used to that speed.
Yeah, they got some realistic chances now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So okay, Matt, kind of give us what the starting off the meeting was. 'Cause I know we saw that Dave Campbell put out some things about AT&T. I definitely need Todd opinion about that.
Sure.
Then I saw some stuff about 7A. Just kind of give us what the topic was.
Yeah. Well, first off, the UIL press conference wasn't as long as it usually is because the people they really try to keep everybody on schedule because the college coaches are doing their press conferences afterwards. They don't want to leave the college coaches waiting. So we had to like basically go outside and do like a media scrum like you would see in a locker room to get our questions in. But I think 7A, the discussion about 7A was, you know, folks were asking, okay, they're doing a division split in the other sports next year for the first time. And state basketball and state baseball is not going to be semifinals and state championships anymore. It's just going to be state championship games. The semifinals are going to be like neutral site games, like any other playoff game. So they were asking, well, you know, since they're doing a division split, does this mean 7A is going to be delayed? And they were like, no, they just need more schools. You know, right now they are like, there's about 250 6A schools and 255A schools. And then when you get into 4A, the enrollment gap starts to drop really hard because there's not a lot of those schools that are kind of medium sized. So basically, they just need more schools, is what they're saying. So I think this division split is kind of a more to appease coaches in the other sports. They've been saying for a long time, "Oh, football has Division II. Why don't we have Division II?" That kind of thing. So I think 7A will come eventually, but maybe, you know, a couple of years ago I said it might be 2026, 2028. Now you might not see it till 2030. And hell, that's a long way away. Hell, none of us might not even be doing this anymore in 2030. Todd might be a real estate mogul by then, you know.
Yeah.
So you just never know. So that's a long way away. So we're just gonna focus on the next 2 years and you know, we got division splits in the other sports, but really football is gonna be football is going to look just like it's looked the past few years. So on the side of the state championship game, I thought the UIL made a really good point because someone asked, hey, attendance last year was really down. Is the UIL looking at maybe moving the football state championship games out of AT&T? And the UIL did say that the contract with the Cowboys ends after this year, which isn't really doesn't mean anything. I mean, you're not going to write a contract into perpetuity, so there's always there's always a re-up at some point, right? So they did say that, but they also said they don't think it was really the teams that were an impact on the attendance. They thought the date that the state championship games fell on last year really hurt things because a lot of school districts that played in the state championship game, especially over the weekend, they still had school the next weekend. Like they had to go to school Monday and Tuesday and take finals and stuff. So a lot of people that might have normally traveled or come in from out of town didn't do it because they had to go to class Monday, Tuesday, that kind of thing. So they felt like the date, and that happens every 4 or 5 years. The championships are a little early, and then every 4 or 5 years, the last day of the championships bumps right up against Christmas. So they think this year, because the date falls a little bit later, that most schools will be getting out, that people might be more willing to come and spend the weekend in the Metroplex for the state championship. But they did say they're going to keep an eye on it. I mean, hey, look, the UIL ain't running a charity. Like, they aren't running a charity. And there's also political things, right? Like the UIL has to deal with politicians, right? And so you're a politician in San Antonio or Houston or whatever, you're going to be like, hey, Dallas is getting all this. Why don't we move it around? That kind of thing. And the UIL usually comes back and says, well, we don't move any other championships around. Why would we move football around? So there's that kind of give and take that you have to deal with when you're dealing with those kind of things. If you ask me my opinion, because the UIL also said this, which is telling, they were like, we want the championship games for all of our sports in the best venue possible. And so what's the best venue possible for football? It's AT&T Stadium. So that tells me they're going to try to keep it at AT&T if at all possible. The only reason basketball is at the Alamo Dome and not somewhere else is because of South by Southwest. Like if South by Southwest wasn't going on in Austin, I guarantee the state championships would be at UT's new arena in Austin. But because nobody could get hotel rooms, remember that, Coach Todd, when the last time people were having to get hotels like in Temple and drive into Austin because they couldn't get because all the hotels are booked up. So that's really the only reason they moved it to San Antonio was because of South by Southwest.
That's how San Antonio was this year for me. I had to get a hotel like almost probably about 50-some minutes from the Alamo Dome because it was so sold out.
Yeah, you got to book it early. You got to, if you're going down there, you got to get on that thing early. So, but San Antonio has a lot of hotel rooms, and that's a convention city, so they're used to hosting big events like that. So, I think those are the biggest things. I mean, the THSCA, they kind of says the stuff about colleges scheduling games on Friday nights, and I think that's just more pandering to the constituency a little bit because the colleges, if we're just going to be honest, they don't give two damns about high school. All they care about is the bottom line. And if they want to put a game on Friday night for TV coverage, that's what they're going to do. So I personally don't like it, but also I get that it's a business, and I would prefer Friday night to be high school football only. But I also understand it's a business. So,
Todd, what you think about that? The talk anyway that the numbers was down at AT&T this past year. Do you think it's kind of maybe they tired of seeing? You think it's a redundant thing, or do you think it's because 3 of the teams on their last day is basically from the same area and the same group of fans, or just what's your opinion about that?
I think they got a lot to do with it too. When with us, Duncanville, DeSoto, that's still pretty much the same demographics as far as the fans. Like, so I think that hurt it a lot. People probably saw the same matchups again. Also going back to school that following Monday was a big difference too. Compared to the previous 2 years. Where you were done for the break. So I think it had a little combination to do with all of it. because the same teams are playing, but school was going on next week too.
And Summer Creek really didn't bring a very good crowd. Maybe they just knew they were going to get their ass kicked, but they didn't bring a very good crowd, so that hurt. P&G and Sock had a good crowd. Duncanville and North Shore is always going to be good for 40K. Those fan bases are too big, but Summer Creek kind of brought a really small crowd. And to me, and again, it's going to feel like I'm taking a shot at DeSoto. I don't think DeSoto brings as big of a crowd as some other local schools do. So that kind of hurt things as well.
You want my honest opinion about last year? Todd, don't get mad. It's the truth. I think y'all sucked the life out of the day. I think a lot of people on that Saturday was so looking forward to seeing y'all, DeSoto, and Duncanville all win. When y'all lost, it sucked the life out of that day. Like, it was like the other two games, they mattered, but it was just like, man. So I think
it messed up the dream.
Yeah, it messed up the dream. Yes.
So Todd, blaming you, man. Golly.
We got to blame Todd, man. We blame Todd.
Over here shooting
I ain't blaming Todd. I'm saying that. No, I ain't blaming Todd. I'm saying y'all lost. Like, y'all crowd left afterwards. I think if y'all win that game, those games are packed.
Yeah, for sure. You're a lot more willing to stick around after a win than you are when you lose. You just want to get the hell out of there. So I get it. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Like, cause think about this, Todd. Y'all first win the year before, everybody stayed. But that's what made that next game so exciting. Because it had y'all crowd still with it.
Yeah, then Duncanville lost.
Exactly.
They lost the last game. It was the last game. That was
think about it. But like Matt just said, by the time DeSoto got on the field, the life was already sucked out. Let's be real about it. Like you said, man, DeSoto brings a crowd, but it doesn't bring a big crowd.
Yeah.
The life was already sucked out. I mean, everybody saw the Sock game. Everybody saw the Duncanville game. By the time the DeSoto game got there, it was like people was exhausted. Like, I'm ready to go. And then you're already looking at it, 28-0 game in the first quarter.
Yeah,
you're already saying
another 5 minutes into the damn game.
I'm gonna go home and watch this on TV. By the time I get home, I'll be okay. So if you look at AT&T last year, a lot of people start falling out of there when DeSoto was up early. But I do believe the South Oak Cliff P&G game drew the most crowd, which bring me to this year.
I think Duncanville them had the biggest crowd.
Yeah,
they had the biggest crowd.
We were behind them.
Yeah, Sock PG was number 2. The number was number 2.
See, with Sock and PG potentially can meet early in the playoffs this year, do y'all feel like that now will lose a big crowd for per se if Sock gets back and plays somebody else? You think it'll still have that same like effect, or what you think? Like a Sock
I think it depends on the other team.
Yeah,
because PNG travels.
Yeah, and I think Sock P&G will have a good crowd if they play again, whether it be round 2, round 3, or round 4. Now it won't be as big of a crowd because it's not a state championship game. And there's a bunch of other people. There's a bunch of other people that are still playing. They're going to be watching their schools play. But I still think Sock P&G for a pre-state championship game is going to have 25K, just because I think both fan bases will be fired up and ready to go. And so I've told Todd this. We've talked. They're going to have to get a big stadium for that game because I think they're going to have to play like in a college stadium because it's going to be a good crowd. That's even what regardless of what round it is, especially when you talk about the 2-time back-to-back state championship matchup in the second, third, or fourth round if both teams take care of business.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to look ahead for you, Todd. I really don't. I don't want to jinx nothing.
That's our job, Todd. That's the media's job. That's what we do. Yeah. I know you ain't worried about all that.
Matt, what is a halfway point with that game if it potentially happen?
That's funny. I've talked to Todd and Ward about this. If you look at like on a map, like geographically, like the halfway point really is like Nacogdoches, but really like Nac, like it's hard to get to. Like it's not on an interstate. It's really a hard place. Like if you got to be going to Nac to get to Nac, and even then, SFA Stadium's not. I think SFA Stadium only seats like 15K. So like I looked at it and I was like, if you just take like equidistant from Sock and P&G, like San Marcos is like basically like within 5 miles of both schools, and it's on a major interstate. It's a big interstate. So then I'm like, well, hell, if South Oak Cliff's going to go all the way to San Marcos, we might as well go to the Alamo Dome and play inside and take the elements. You know, it's 15, 20 more minutes down the road. So, but you know, there's a long way to go. You know, maybe Todd says, "Hey, we're gonna flip this bad boy home and home. We're gonna make you come to Dallas." You know, you never know. You know.
Todd, they come to Kincaid, Todd.
I don't know, man. That's a hell of a flip.
Yeah, so you never know. So, you know, but you can also do like a home neutral. You know, there's all kind of things that coaches have. You know, they can do a home and home. They can do a home neutral, or maybe Todd picks like Waco. P&G picks a stadium like 100 miles away. You know, stuff like that. You know, so there's all kind. They got options. I mean, that's part of the art of negotiation and the coin flip, the zip code game. You know, are you good at the zip code game, Todd?
I lost it last year for the referees, actually.
Yeah, so you know, it's like but you can flip.
Don't say that no more.
He didn't say it was the P&G game. Was it the P&G game you zip coded, or did you do a different game?
No, the P&G game. I lost the zip code for which referees we were going to use.
So that's the thing. You could negotiate. Hell, you could flip for uniforms. Like you could flip for conceivably anything.
Oh wow.
Everything is subject to a coin flip if you don't agree. Because most coaches don't. If you can't agree, the UIL could step in and assign referees, but nobody really wants to get to that point, you know. So they try to at least you pick a crew, I pick a crew, we'll flip. Or if you want to wear your home your good luck home jerseys, we'll wear our good luck away jerseys. You know, it's all kind of stuff you can flip for. So
how long do them conversations last? Hey, shout out to Coach Beata, and I do think if Westlake and DeSoto meet, them numbers.
That's my pick. That's my pick. DeSoto and Westlake in the D2 finals.
Them numbers definitely going up if we had them.
Yeah, they're definitely going up. Yeah.
I think the conversation, how long it takes depends on the coaches. I can remember when Coach Mathis at DeSoto first got to DeSoto. I was sitting in the press box at Waco ISD Stadium, and DeSoto had just got done beating Temple in the first round of the playoffs. And they were playing Skyline in the next round of the playoffs. And hey, I like that, Diggs. P&G and Scott playing Shreveport.
I like that too. I like that.
Hey, 2 years ago, P&G played Texas High in Natchitoches.
Ooh,
Northwestern State. So, hey,
I make that right.
I would go to that game and then hit the casino right out.
I'm right behind you.
You and me both.
I'm on that blackjack table. I will be on it.
Right behind you. Hey, Tom, go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just saying. So, I was talking about the P&G and all that. But yeah, I you can flip for just about anything, man. It just really depends.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But some of samples. So Mathis, I saw Matt. So Coach Mathis comes up to the press box because Samp was there, and it was Samples at Skyline, and they was both. You know, Samp didn't know Mathis didn't know Samp, and it was they couldn't agree on anything. So that conversation took quite a while, you know. So I think it just depends, you know, on the coach, and sometimes it depends on the coach. If a coach knows he's going to get his ass kicked, he's probably not going to negotiate too hard. He's going to be like, hey, whatever you want, coaches. Just don't run it up on us, you know, that kind of. It just really depends on the coach. Some coaches are easygoing. Some will say no just to say no, just to be difficult. So it just really depends on the coach. I mean, Todd can probably back me up on that.
Yeah. It just depends. Like, you know, some people view you as confrontational. You know, they'll try to start out with some confrontational shit. You know, some people, you know, real easygoing and hey, just this, that, and the other. You know, some coaches try to be, you know, I mean, it's our mind game, you know what I'm saying? But that's one thing I can say Samp was probably a mastermind at with playing and manipulating their mind games.
He had Coach Mathis, and Mathis was young. You know how when you're young, you get fired up real quick. He had Coach Mathis. He had Samp was sitting there, you know. So, you know, Coach Mathis was young, and Coach Samp was the veteran, you know. So that kind of stuff. I think that year they ended up playing in at Carrollton. I think they ended up playing at Carrollton. You know,
so about the Skyline DeSoto.
Yeah, I think that first year they played.
Yeah. Hey, those were some epic battles. I seen the one at what was that? What was that at? It wasn't Carrollton.
They played in Irving one year.
Irving,
Irving
it's
played in
a-
Irving.
Yes.
Irving, yeah.
Mike Davis year. Mike Davis year.
So
Yeah, that was
Mike Davis year.
Mike
Oh
Davis
my
was an
God.
SMU.
Yes, Mike Davis year. Hey, man, somebody epic battle. Oh my God, those
the
guys.
one
was
year
leveling.
DeSoto beat Skyline. I think the game was at Kincaid that year. Actually, I think
Yeah, that was Kincaid.
that was the one time that DeSoto beat Skyline was at Kincaid because I think SMU, Irving, and Carrollton Skyline both won.
Yeah.
The Skyline won.
Yeah, I know they ended Marcus Murphy. They ended his career. They ended who else DeSoto had? I think was it Dez White or was it Allen?
Nah, it wasn't
Nah,
Dez
this
White.
was later. This was later. This is
That
Marcus
was wild.
Murphy, Ryan Polite.
Yeah, Polite. Okay.
Yeah, those guys. DeSoto had great teams, man. Skyline was just
Right.
really
All
better.
them teams good. Skyline had great teams. Like all them teams
Skyline
was good
was
back
just
then.
better, you know.
Yeah, all them teams was good. So what else coming out of coaching school that
Hold on, J man, real quick about the Skyline situation. Ty, you was on that staff, weren't you?
Yeah, I was over there. Yeah.
I think the most hurtful one that I actually seen in person that I could just go back to this day and wish they was Rex Burkhead. Man, whew. That was if y'all shut him down, y'all win the game.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Him and
That was
Carson
easier
Meager.
to get the dub. That dude was
Yeah.
that dude was
Yeah.
a baller, man. He was. They didn't call him
Carson
Superman for no
Meager,
reason.
those two was deadly. Carson Meager and Rex Burkhead. That Plano team was deadly.
And then the next
Yeah.
week, Plano took Trinity to the mat. Man, they took
Yeah.
Trinity to the mat. Trinity won, I think, in overtime. Those were some great teams, man. Those
Yes, man.
epic
I
battles,
remember
man.
watching that Plano team and that Plano Skyline game, and I remember saying to my partner, and his son was the D tackle at Skyline, Williams. He went to Houston. You might know what I'm talking about, Todd.
Yeah, Robert
Williams.
Williams.
Yeah, Robert Williams. Me and his dad was working together back then.
Hey,
And I said, say dog, who is this stiff ass white boy shaking y'all on this damn?
Now, Burkhead was the real deal, though. I'm saying,
Hey, that was my first time seeing him live, and I was like, God damn.
yeah.
Rex Burkhead was the truth, man.
Yeah, he was Plano.
Yeah.
Everything on that Plano team, Senator, even when he was a decoy, he was taking guys. You know, you had to account for him because if you didn't, he
Yes.
was going to hurt
Yeah,
you.
because they had that tall ass wide receiver too, right?
Yeah, I think it's like Chris
Yeah,
Lott or something like that.
Chris Lott. Like I said, Carson Meager, that dude was good.
He had a good quarterback. He was a good quarterback. He would put the ball where it needed to be. He was a good.
Yeah.
You know, they had a good team. They just didn't have enough defense. Trinity got that running game going, man.
You got the running game going.
They get the I formation and send the H back in motion. And that's the Trinity teams. And Todd can attest to this too.
He was a mastermind. He was a mastermind.
They were running to, and they would just pancake you. You couldn't stop.
Combine was a mastermind, man. He perfected that offense to the T.
He had the personnel for it too, man. He had
They run
fast
line up
running
real
backs.
quick, man. Hey man, before we move on real quick, let me ask you a question about a player real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
You remember this guy, Highland Park, Taylor Bennett III?
Vaguely. Highland Park, man, other than Stafford, all the Highland Park kids just kind of run to. Other than Stafford and Prince Dorba and John Stephen Jones, those are like the three Highland Park. The rest of them, they're all kind of like robots. They're all the same, like the Stormtroopers, and they're all the same.
Taylor Bennett,
Taylor
Bennett III was dangerous out that backfield.
I mean, yeah, Highland Park's had, they have great teams, man. They're great players, great scheme, great coaching. And they don't maybe have the stars, but they have 1 through 50. They have a lot of really good players, And so that's
Willow, you just woke up?
I did.
Hey, you look like you, man.
I woke up, I was like, God damn it, I'm late for the show.
Don't happen to be on Sunday.
Golly, man. I guess I needed that little rest, man.
You're busy, man. It's all good. It's all good.
I guess I needed that one, man. I was tired.
You look well rested now.
Yeah, that's the scary part. Now I'm gonna be up.
You might as well start heading east and get out to one of your houses. You might as well start heading east and hit.
I know, man. Hey, I'm glad to see y'all, man.
It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you, man. Yeah, we talked
sure
about
I
it
missed
earlier.
a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah,
I know. It's okay though. I'm just here, man. I'm just a fly on the wall right now.
Yeah. So
what's up, Todd?
What up, Will?
Are you at a massage parlor with them blinds behind you?
It's the aesthetic, man. Todd got an aesthetic over there, man. You gotta.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's part of my ambiance.
Yeah. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
Hey, Willow, I texted Todd while I was in Vegas. I was like, hey, if you win state this year, you need to have your party in Vegas next year, man.
Oh, man, I'm on that flight.
Hey,
yeah.
That's my first time in Vegas in like 10 years. I haven't been to Vegas in like 10 years.
What was you in Vegas for? Just to hang out?
No, my wife had like a work event, and so I was just like her eye candy. I just tagged along. You know, I took advantage of the free hotel. Her company paid for a hotel for 4 nights. Yeah, so I just went out. I mean, my flight was cheap. You know, Southwest Airlines fly out. Southwest Airlines sponsored the dub. You know, I flew out there pretty cheap, and you know, had a free hotel. So I just, you know, she was at her little work conference all day. I was just kicking at the Aria. I was at the Aria.
Man, last time.
Nice place, nice classy place. The Aria was a nice place.
You go to Caesar's Palace? You gonna gamble at Caesar's?
No, I just gambled at the Aria, man. It was like 115 degrees. Man. I wasn't leaving air conditioning.
Yeah.
I was staying. It's hot as hell in the summer in Vegas, man. It's hot.
Man, the last time I went to Vegas was with was for the Pro Bowl. When Todd was out there. I was out there and I hit Todd up. I'm like, Todd, where you at? Because it was during the Pro Bowl and I couldn't find Todd. Todd, where were you? You got there late, right? Your flight, or something happened to your flight?
Yeah, you remember the flight got messed because it was some kind of delay with the flight. Then they lost my baggage.
Oh man.
You know, and that was during the COVID time too. You know what I'm saying?
No, that wasn't COVID. That was like when the world just opened back up. It was like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But so then they never told us you had to bring like something to show proof you had your COVID shots.
Oh, that's right. Because they made you, because the NFL made you get, like, you had to have your 2 shots, and then you had to have a booster shot.
Yeah, so you know, it took us a little while for them to get us in the stadium and stuff. Like the group of coaches that didn't have all that documentation with them.
Man,
yeah, there's all the inner city coaches.
hey, you know what's crazy? It was me and Darren Gibson from Miami. I think he was at Miami High then, Miami Central. Hey, that's a big old dude, man.
Yeah.
Florida State.
Yeah.
He was a DB for Florida State, man. That dude about 6'4" something.
Well, they still making y'all wear masks. Like I heard during that time, they were if you were out on the street, it was like a city ordinance. You still had to wear a mask even on the street. Like,
I don't think we had to wear masks.
No.
Okay.
It was done with that part.
Yeah, it was like right after the world had opened back up. So this had to be like, because I think we had went through a whole season.
Yeah,
so
it had to be at 22.
Like February 22. February 22.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to, but they did make sure you had to get like those booster shots and stuff if you was gonna be around the team in the hotel, stuff like that, man. But I had a good time, man. I mean, you want to talk about all the expenses.
Hard to not have a good time in Vegas unless you just lose a whole lot of money that you ain't supposed to be losing.
Yeah.
They take care of you though. It's just like you in the league when you're coming down there.
Oh,
like you miss your flight, you just call the NFL office, and they just go through all these different flights from all that stuff. They send you money, everything.
Yeah, they have
give you a little per diem, coach.
Yeah, and they give you like shit. I believe like $1,500 cash too.
Shit, they gave us they gave me $10,000.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
nice.
Yeah.
That NFL money is long, Swaggy. That's long money right there.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, they got stuff soon as you get to the hotel, like bags and stuff.
Man, you got so much gear. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta buy an extra suit. You gotta go down to the strip and go to Target and buy an extra suitcase just to bring all the stuff home.
Man, then they feed you so good. They feed you so good. You eating all the time. Man, they food my whole family out. You know,
hit the buffet.
And listen, we ended up hitting the strip and hitting places that we always wanted to dream of going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know, when you know somebody else picking up the tab, you're gonna get order that porterhouse. So you might have just ordered lobster bisque.
Hey, that's what I do. Hey, that's what I do at coaching school. I was at Texas Tech Social, and I found my buddy who's a Texas Tech booster. He was buying the whole night. So when somebody else buying, I'm like, I ain't leaving this cat. I'm gonna be right here. We're gonna be
right here,
posted up right here. You know, so somebody else buying the food. Food and drink tastes better.
Yeah.
Hey, Swag, you think I'm lying? Swag, I do stuff I ain't never had before.
You just order stuff.
Yeah. I ain't mad.
Hey, that's how you test out new stuff.
Yeah.
But we so Willow, we got me and Coach Todd. So a little funny story at coaching school. So in 21 and 22, Coach Todd came to our booth at Dave Campbell's. He sat down. We did a nice, sit down, 10-minute interview. And both years they won state. And so in 23, Coach Todd comes through. We do our interview normally, but our production people, they had an audio issue. They had the output plugged into the input. They had the wires crossed. So the audio the video was fine, but all you could hear was me and Todd talking, and then like the crowd in the background of people talking, the coaching school crowd in the background. So the audio we tried to fix it. We couldn't fix it. Well, Sock didn't win the state this year. So I texted Todd. I was like, hey, we're going to run it back. We'll get the interview right. We're going to make it right. So we had Coach Todd came by. We did a nice 10-minute or so interview at our we got a new little desk set up. It's pretty nice. We had a new setup. So so we made it right. So we got it knocked out.
Well, it worked for P&G, right?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess it worked for P&G. That's why Jeff Joseph was right behind us during Todd's interview, trying to switch the wires out. He was trying to unplug the wires.
Trying to get you.
I'm just kidding, Coach Joseph. I'm sure Coach Joseph watched the dub. I'm just kidding, Coach. But yeah, it was a good interview. We got a nice desk. It looks like a game day desk now, Willow. We got like a nice desk. Like we could travel with it. It's pretty cool.
No, man. Y'all stepped up, man. We still over here on StreamYard. So,
Hey, we use StreamYard at Dave Campbell's too. When we do remote stuff, we use StreamYard too. So, but yeah, I told J-Mac we need to get you down to coaching school next year and get you a booth. You need to get a booth so you can show the state Willow wear,
Yeah, it was funny. J-Mac and we was talking about that the other day, man, how we need to go ahead and get down there, man, and get involved and really, you know what I'm saying, like just not only pushing the product, but taking a dub down there and getting a lot of interviews and stuff with a lot of the coaches too.
I mean, you got it was 18,000 coaches there, so you can, you're putting your product in front of a lot of eyes, and most coaches, to their credit, I would say 90% of the coaches do make an effort to kind of walk around the entire exhibit hall and just check everything out. So you're gonna get coaches. I mean, because there's a lot of great I like to go walk around the exhibit. I'm not even there. I'm there working as media, but I like to walk around the exhibit hall because they got a lot of cool stuff. Like there's all kind of crazy toys. I wish if I was a football coach, I would love to walk through there with a blank check and just in the American Express card and just swipe.
Yeah,
they got all kind of cool stuff there.
For the when we go to the coaches clinic, the AHCA coaches clinic, that's where I spend a lot of my time at. Is down in the exhibit hall because that's where registration is, but it's also where everybody like to hang out at. And they do they have that big field. They have a little small field set up doing individual
demonstrations.
Yeah,
they had 2 turf football fields because I went over and watched Coach Samp I watched Duncanville's presentation, and then DeSoto was right after it, so I went over there and watched them. Gunner was on another field, so I watched Gunner for a minute. And they also had basketball courts, volleyball courts.
Really?
They
wow.
had,
I guess so, because this is all sports, right?
yeah, it's all sports. So they had and they had then when football wasn't on turf field, they would have track and field. They had a baseball, softball demonstration. They had they even had like a, because of the heat last year, they had some doctors there that were like going through talking about like what to do, like quick tips to like help a kid cool down if you have a heat issue. I mean, knock on wood, it hasn't been as hot this summer as it was last summer, but I mean, it's Texas, it's still going to be hot. So just in case a kid, you always worry about a kid early. I'm sure Coach Todd, you've been through this. Coach Carr, you've been through this. Kids the early in practice, maybe that aren't acclimated to the heat. You got to keep an eye on them because, that can get you real quick. So, you got to be able to take care of a kid. And that's why they have, everybody has really good athletic trainers. That's their job. But coaches have to know certain things too and be able to take care of it as well as part of their certification. So that's why you want professionals like, Coach Todd and his staff. They're professionals. If a trainer is not there and something happens to a kid, God forbid, they have training to take care of that. So they always try to keep up and make sure that those guys are on top of their stuff. All the latest technology and techniques. So
who was the best speaker, man? Todd, who did you hear go speak?
To be honest with you, Will,
I don't even want to know the answer to this.
I couldn't
I do.
I really didn't know. Now, listen to me. I was going to hear Samuel speak, but the night before they told me 11 o'clock, but it was at 10 o'clock.
Ah,
I wasn't sitting receiver code, but to be honest with you, Will, I didn't realize everybody really know who I was like they do.
Really, Todd?
It's hard for Todd to walk.
come on now.
Todd,
You didn't know that, Todd?
yeah,
I'm really not joking because I just thinking myself, I'm just a regular dude.
Oh man, it's hard for Todd to walk through the exhibit hall without getting. I mean, he had to have. Hey, Roach calls Coach Ingram. He calls him DJ Ingram. DJ Wayne Ingram. He was like DJ Wayne Ingram was running security, running interference for Todd because it's hard for Todd to get because people they know who he is because he's won. You win 2 state championships. He played for a third. People want to shake your hand. Vendors, I saw vendors like coming out. Hey, Coach Todd, how you doing? So, that's just that means people know who you are, and it's hard to get. I mean, I deal with it as a media person. It's hard for me to kind of get through there because somebody always wants to stop, take a picture with you, and shake your hand.
One conversation, she turned into 15, 20 minutes.
You be standing there talking to one person, you have a whole line of people trying to talk to you.
That's what happens. Yeah, people be lined up.
I'm still, I get kind of young and I'm approachable too at the same time.
Well, so you remember when we was what game was we at? We was at the Dunkerville game, North Crowley game, and we was standing up at the top. And I asked you that, and I said, man, that has to be kind of weird for you to have people like constantly coming up to you and talking to you, or if you're standing there, you hear people across the way. I mean, there go Coach Todd like that. Walking with you is like walking with the Beatles. It's like walking with Mike. You know what I mean? Like you always gonna get stopped. You ain't gonna be able to get 2 or 3 steps. And I can almost imagine with you, Matt, it's the same thing.
I know me personally, I don't take it for granted, and I really try to make sure I speak to everyone that speaks to me, because number one, you just raised that way. Somebody speak to you, you speak back. That's just common courtesy. But I realize that I've got a platform and people recognize who I am. So you want to. I wouldn't want somebody doing me like that. If I saw somebody like that, I wouldn't want somebody just giving me the cold shoulder. So you feel. It's common courtesy to speak. I mean, it's also an event where you want to socialize and network. You want to get your network out there. That young assistant coach that just wants to say hi to me and shake my hand, that guy in 5 years could become a head coach, and I might need something from him. And so just keep that in mind as well. But yeah, I heard Sark did a good job, Coach. Sark obviously knows ball, and I heard he did a good job. I feel like coaching school, a lot of the talks there are very high level, like culture and maybe like philosophy type things, and you don't really get a ton of X's and O's in the maybe in some of the clinics you do, and some of the lectures, but I think most of the big lectures are very high level. I think you get a lot more of the X's and O's, nitty gritty in the socials, out in the bar, the hotel, where cats are drawing plays up on napkins, or at the clinics like in January, like right after the season, where there's a lot more, I think, hardcore football that gets taught. By the way, Todd, I talked to the guy that runs the East Texas clinic today, and told him that y'all were interested in possibly going out to Longview next year and speaking. So if you get a call from those guys, sorry, coach. I know you don't mind going to Longview. I know Longview, you don't mind going out there. So
and then I had I probably said one of my best talks was probably sitting at the bar talking to Gilbert for about like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, that's one of the best conversations. I'm sure it's like every other convention. You have these breakout sessions you go to that they, the offense skill guys, defense skill guys. I always try to go to an offensive lineman, talk and hear them, and just kind of got to get an idea of what they're teaching and what's new on that side of the ball, only because it'll help me on my side of the ball. And then, like you say, Todd, you mess around and catch up with your boys you ain't seen in a minute. Yeah. And man, that it turns into a whole party the whole weekend, because all you doing is you going to different places to eat, places you ain't never been to. And like you say, Matt, when you sitting there having them conversations, next thing you know, their opinion come out, it's something come out. And really, that's how those cats get those jobs. It's not at those breakout sessions and stuff like that. It's literally when you're going out and you sit down with somebody, because all the coach do is tell you, and so many people with the resume, they still got that board where you put your resumes on it.
Yeah, they do. They got a lot more guys looking for jobs than they do resumes right now, though. If you want to get into coaching and you can get your certification, you will have a job. I had several coaches come up to me, I got 2 or 3 spots I haven't been able to fill yet, so it's
it's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that. Because I'm working on my my certification. And so DISD had a job fair. And it's so many, like, everybody out there, if you're a coach, there are a couple schools, Hillcrest, Bryan Adams, they're looking for coaches.
Conrad is too. Ragsdale came up to me. Said he was
Seagoville.
Seagoville too. So, it's still, but and that's the thing is you got to be certified now. For DISD, they got so many programs that'll help you out.
Yeah, they do.
And you got to be willing to take those chances. So it's, that's the thing, Todd. It's so much turnover. So many people look for somebody, and then a lot of people look down on programs that are not as successful at the moment. You know what I mean? As opposed to saying, "Hey, let me go show what I can do." And if you show what you can do, and your part of the program is excelling, your group is excelling on the field, you're not going to be at that job long. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of people are scared to take those opportunities because they feel like it looks bad on them. And I firmly believe there's no bad job. You know what I mean? It's only a good opportunity, and you make it what you make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had a good talk with Coach Estes from Thomas Jefferson. He knows, like, Thomas Jefferson, like, we know. But he has, like, when he started, they had 18 kids in the program. He told me they had 54 football players show up for workouts. Like, to me, even though he may not win a lot of football games, that's still a success in its own right.
It is, absolutely.
Kids, and that's the kind of stuff that, those are the kind of things that I think football people understand. Like if Coach Estes told Coach Todd that, he would understand that's a hell of a job. That's a really good job. Yeah. Nobody's expecting Thomas Jefferson to go to the playoffs, right? But like for him to get that participation in the program, for that school is a really good thing. So I think it just really, you're right. You just, people are afraid, but the success varies based on your circumstance too.
Yeah, and man, football people know, right? So, going from 18 to 54. You know what I mean? Taking some Jefferson. Let's just say they mess around and win 2 games. That's incredible.
That's
You
incredible.
know what I mean? Like that's a win. You know what I mean? Like, but I think some people are afraid. What I find out in those situations, a lot of people don't want to put that work in to turn that program around. They rather walk into a sock and then
walk
feel like
into a ready-made situation.
yeah, feel like they've been hitting triples their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like
claim they hit a home run and started out on third base.
Like man, we putting up points. Man, we did what you at Sox, sir. I don't necessarily. They was gonna do that without you.
Without you, exactly.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. Coach Tom, I hate that I missed y'all's party on Sunday night, man. What was the recap? You had a good turnout?
Yeah. It was a nice crowd, man. Everybody had a good time.
I had my wristband on and everything. If you there's pictures of me at Texas Tech Social. I had my sock wristband on, my party pass on.
Yeah.
And it started raining on Riverwalk, and I was like, man, it's outdoors. I'm not gonna get over there. I heard it didn't hardly rain at y'all. It was just hot at y'all social.
Yeah, it was just hot. Yeah. Everybody had a good time though, man. So that's kind of what threw everything off. When we went down there on Sunday, we was thinking Monday was gonna be like the old Sundays.
Your days get thrown off down there.
Yeah.
Because Coach Carr, the convention starts Sunday morning at 8 a.m.
Oh,
to
wow.
me, that feels like a Monday. Like I'm thinking Sunday is Monday. You know, you're just completely out of whack for a couple of days.
You got to get there because the day before is when everybody's coming in.
Yeah, we get there on Saturday because we got to set up our booth. Like, you know, if you're a vendor, you got to like get in there on Saturday and get your booth ready to go because you got to be set up at 8 a.m. Because let me tell you, 8 a.m. Sunday, that line for registration is
out the door. Yeah.
So,
they ain't figured out. They haven't figured out a better way to get guys registered yet.
They do have online registration, but you know, people procrastinate. You know.
Yeah. Now, if you did your online stuff, like you just go in there, scan your little stuff off your phone, and it print right out.
But you know how it is. People don't. You know, there's always procrastinators. So. Some school districts actually register you in advance. Like, you know, this depends on your school district and stuff. You know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was mad. I didn't. You know, Joey McGuire was over there at Tech Social. Just you know how Joey is. He was working the damn door at the social, and so he was just letting people in, and you know he was just. We just didn't leave. Like I said, my boy from Texas Tech was buying drinks and buying food. So we just said, hey, we're gonna post up right here. And
who was who had the best social, Matt? Or you was just at Tech Social the whole night?
I mean, the DC, we have a social at DCTF, and we got rave reviews on our social.
Yeah.
So I know Ward usually comes to our social every year. But check this out, Carr. Ward left a day early to start his NCAA 25 dynasty.
I know he did.
He got out of there early. He didn't come to our. He left like Monday afternoon and left. And
which more? Kyle or Nick?
Kyle. Nick.
Nick didn't even show up.
Okay.
Nick this year. Yeah.
Nick still at workouts.
Kyle. I ain't mad at him. Yeah.
So, but we have a really good social. We had our social at the Hard Rock, and it was pretty good. We had a good turnout. Man, the Hispanic coaches. I mean, obviously, what happened was sad, but that had nothing to do with their party. The Hispanic coaches, typically, Hispanic Texas High School Coaches Association, they throw a hell of a party. It was like 4,000 people there. It is crazy.
I can believe it.
It's a great party, man. It's a big party. It's a good venue. And you know they probably have the best social. We went to I'll tell you who had an underrated good social was UTSA. Jeff Traylor. They throw a really good social when it's in San Antonio. They have a big turnout as well. Have you ever been to UTSA social?
I have not.
Have you been?
Nah.
They have Trailer does a good job. He has a good social. And they did a cool thing. They had practice on Tuesday morning, and they had a ton of high school coaches out there watching practice and stuff. So they invited all the high school coaches to come watch practice on Tuesday.
Yeah, I went to SMU today. I went and watched SMU practice this morning.
Yeah.
They already started. Camp.
Yeah, today was their first day.
Yeah, I think UTSA's first day was yesterday.
Yeah, it took
Another-
a trip to that
Football season is here, man.
Yeah,
new little facilities and stuff. It's nice over there.
they got the upgrade. They got the end zone complex finished, don't they?
It's not finished, but we were able to get a little tour through the other day.
Just put on a hard hat. Just put a hard hat on.
Had to have a little jacket on and everything.
Yeah. Carr, another coach who was a good speaker at coaching school that I liked a lot was UTEP's coach, Scotty Walden.
He's doing a great job down there.
That
man.
dude's got energy, man. Like, it's not fake. Like it's like real. Like he's doing a really good job. You know, he's a Metroplex guy. You know, he's from he went to LD Bell until his junior year. Oh, my bad, Ward. I didn't know that wasn't for public consumption. My bad. I thought that was public knowledge, Ward. My bad. My fault. Scotty Walden he went to LD Bell until his junior year and then went to Cleburne. He's a Metroplex guy. He recruits. I know they got at least one kid. I know they got Brandon Jones from SOC.
They got the running back from Rockwall too.
Yeah, so he was really good. He had a lot of energy. I really like Scotty Walden. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do at UTEP, but in recruiting, he's getting better football players out there, and they're making it a point to recruit the Metroplex hard. Like they are recruiting Dallas-Fort Worth hard. So I thought Scotty.
They got Dalen Brown too, the linebacker from SOC that went to Florida State.
Yeah,
and he doing good out there. I read somewhere they had him as one of the guys that look, they're looking to make an impact this year. So
yeah, he got a start in the game.
I like Scotty Walden, so I was impressed with him. So that's just a couple of the college guys that impressed me.
Yeah, I can't go to all them socials. I better go take me a nap.
Well, see, that's the thing, though, Todd. That place is not for you to take a nap. Like you should never spend any time.
Yeah, I'm taking me a nap.
You can't, man.
It's hard. It's hard. I'll be tired, man. My voice be gone. I'll be tired, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you who goes hard. Mike Roach. Man, Mike Roach be going hard in the paint. That dude.
Yeah.
Mike Roach. If you see the pictures, Roach be going hard.
But that's the thing, man. Like you, how many steps you get in, Todd? Man, how many steps are average?
I'm gonna take me a nap with. I don't care what's going on.
Where'd you go to eat at?
One time we ate at Ruth Chris.
Damn. Sizzling steak be good on Ruth Chris, man. The sizzling plate.
Where else we go eat? Shoot. Ate at Dennis. We ate at some other little spot, man. I don't know. Shoot.
Wherever the wind takes you, right?
Yeah. Wherever they guide me to, that's why I post up and get something to eat.
Did y'all stay? Did you stay on the boardwalk?
When I leave after the show.
Yeah. We stayed at the Marriott, right there.
Oh, so yeah.
Which Marriott was you at, Coach? Was you at the one connected to the mall, or the one across the street?
The one that's shit. I don't even know.
Is it the one right across the street?
No, the one right behind that one.
Okay, he was at the one connected to the mall. We was at the one right across from the convention center.
Yeah, the one connected to the mall. Yeah, that was it. Yep.
Yeah.
I saw Bam and his whole crew riding around on scooters like they was 5 years old.
Yeah,
they was just mischievous now.
Yeah. They down there swinging in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Hey, Todd did that in 21 though, man. We had that video of Todd on the scooter in 21. We said rolling into the state championship like Todd.
Yeah,
Todd was rolling down Market Street on the scooter in 21, man.
Yeah, I did, man. I rode the scooter for a little while the other day too.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. I'm glad y'all had a good time given, the things that went on, man. God bless that family.
Man,
Coach,
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That, Will. We already had a moment of silence.
Now, Will, you got. I let Willow got to express his condolences. I get it.
Yeah,
No,
classy guy.
man,
Classy
he's
guy.
late. You don't get to do it. You don't get to do it, man. He's late.
That's fine, man. But
I know. I already seen the tears and everything.
Hey, Swaggy, that's fine. I could be late, but I'm still gonna give respect to the situation at all times.
And I respect that 100%.
I didn't want to pull one of your moves. You come on and hit us with the hit us with it right off the spot, and we don't even know what's going on. You know,
No. It caught me off guard, bro. I was at work and I got on Twitter. I stayed on Twitter and I looked again. I read it. I said, "What that say?" And the first thing I did was share it with y'all. I was like, "Dude, y'all see this?"
Yeah, that was
It was heartbreaking.
sad. But you know what though, Todd and Matt, man, when y'all was down there, did y'all go to the place that sell that big old chicken fried steak, or do y'all always eat? Or do y'all always eat on the boardwalk?
I mean, I'm trying to stay where we at, by the Riverwalk somewhere.
I mean, Riverwalk. So you only eat on the Riverwalk. All the restaurants on the Riverwalk.
Yeah, if anything, I ain't driving nowhere to get nothing to eat.
Yeah. We ate. So our boss took us out on Sunday night or Saturday night when we got there, but he wanted to go. He took us to Margaritaville because that was the only place that would take a reservation for a party our size. So like me and Greg Powers and Mike Roach and Mike Craven, we said, man, we don't want to eat no damn Margaritaville. So we went to Pinkerton's. We walked over to Pinkerton's and had barbecue on Saturday. It was really good, actually. Pinkerton's is pretty good.
It is good.
Yeah, Pinkerton. There's one in Houston too. I think they started in Houston, and then he has one in downtown. So we went there, and then Sunday we just kind of ate at the social. So like I ate at Texas Tech had their social at like a Mexican restaurant on the river, so we just ate there. And then Monday I ate at our social. We had food at the Hard Rock, so I just ate at the Hard. So really,
Sunday. Listen, J Mac, you go to next year when we go, J Mac. You can go, and the idea is to hit every social because every social got alcohol. So if you play it right, you don't have to spend no money while you're down there. If you strategically go, you'll be full and full.
Yeah. I know at our social we give out everybody who's registered 3 drink tickets. So
yeah.
And I give my way because I don't drink. So yeah, you can. Yeah. Todd knows them sales guys and vendors that be trying to get your business. You cozy up to one of them, they'll be buying all night for you, trying to get your business. So
all night. And then don't mess around and go to like one of whenever we will go to the social, like they have the convention right in time, right before the national championship game. So when we would go, Adidas or Nike or somebody had these big socials and these events, and I'll always go to the NFLPA one. And man, you can get your hair cut there while you're at the NFLPA thing.
Oh wow!
You can get food. I mean, I'm talking about eat good and drinks, and watch the national championship game. So, and then especially when the Texas Coaches Association, so it don't matter where it's at. It could be in Charlotte, it could be in Nashville, or wherever it's at. They will always have a Texas High School Coaches Association gathering, and man, that thing be live. I enjoy it. I miss those conventions, man. But those conventions be fun, man.
They're fun. Yeah, it's a good time. You know, it's kind of like to me, that's really the start of football season. Like everybody when they leave the convention, like it's time to get to work. Like it's, you know, the summer strength and conditioning is basically over. Freshmen, if you did spring ball, freshmen be reporting in a week and a half. You know, if you didn't do spring ball, you'll have everybody there pretty soon. So it really, when everybody leaves the convention and scatters, you know, they know it's time. It's time to get to work. So like,
you about to clock back in.
Yeah.
So it's like,
speaking of which, Todd,
before you leave.
I got a real good question for you, real quick, Todd. Speaking of which, you about to clock back in. It's time to get the business now. Speaking of that, you've been there 3 times. We know the outcome of last year. Last year. We in this year now.
Yeah.
How much pressure do you feel like you have pressure on you this year to get back and finish the job?
Nah, I mean, I don't count it as pressure. You know, like when you got an expectation on yourself, what the outside world put on you, you know, shoot, they're like water, they just roll off of you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about pressure. It's just about using these 10 weeks and these preseason practices and stuff to get better. For when, you know, it's like the tournament. When the tournament started, round 1 of the playoffs, man, shoot, You got to just roll. You got to go out there and just win each week. Man, you can't be thinking about no pressure and all that. Nah, then you mess around and get beat by somebody you ain't supposed to lose to.
True. My thing is this about y'all. I think one thing that I've loved over the years, especially in this year coming in, is it feels good knowing that before the season starts, even in the summer, a DISD team is a heavy favorite to win a championship versus years prior, no one even thought of us in that category. Like it was always okay, such and such gonna win this year, such and gonna win. Like it feels good to look at magazines and it say South Oak Cliff expected to go back, and this is gonna be the fourth time. So it feels good to just see that y'all as in South Oak Cliff has put DISD on that pedestal, on that map, on that recognition, and I just love that. Like I said, it's of my years growing up to time y'all got there, it was never that. It was always it's gonna be somebody else. It's gonna be a per se Salina or somebody like that.
Yeah,
it feels good to just see y'all name mentioned in that category as the team to beat, and so that speaks volumes on your program. That speaks volumes on your coaching, and that speaks volumes on what you built over the years.
Yeah, we done a good job, man. And the thing I say is that I think we've mastered to a degree to how to break our season up into 3 different seasons. Really, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the key. The first 3, you go out there and you competing to win, but at the end of the day, you want to learn something about yourself, whether it's good or bad. And then we can actually go back to training camp for the next 7 games. And now we rested. We've had time to work on weaknesses that we need to get better at. And then when it's playoff time, all we need really, we just always need that first game to get us back in shape. Because it's like you're not doing that for a while, then you got to get back in shape that first round game, and then our second round game on, we normally start to pick it up a little bit every game.
Yeah, I do that every year.
Hey, Coach Todd, I'm glad you said that, and I'm so glad you brought that up. There was a conversation that was had Sunday night.
Yeah.
About your preseason schedule.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me why you schedule the teams that you schedule, and what does that do to prepare you for the playoffs?
First, I like to schedule championship caliber programs. Teams that perennially are good year in and year out. That's gonna bring something to the table. That's gonna make us better at the end of the season for the last 6 games. Like this particular schedule came because I knew how the realignment look. It's gonna be a different. It's gonna be a different role for us as far as what we're gonna be playing compared to what we've been doing the last 3 years. We've been pretty much local. I want to get them kids out to try to get as many places to go to be more road tested and used to the road by the time the playoffs come. Another thing I always say is that if you can find 3 more physical teams in the state of Texas than the 3 we playing, you're going to have to really think about it hard to find 3 better teams when you're talking about just about being physical. When you talk about North Shore, because North Shore may be pound for pound one of the most physicalist teams that I've witnessed on film. Duncanville, you know what they do. And then Longview is like their physical team that don't have to be big, but they gonna still be physical. So our kids gonna be ready for the physical matchup. Now we get to the playoffs, it's all gonna be about like schematics. That's gonna be on us coaching to put our physical kids back into place. But we'll never go against another Decorian or more. We'll never play, no matter who we play in the playoffs. He's not gonna be Keelan Russell. We're not gonna play against no Sanchez at cornerback. So we're going to see a lot of stuff in these first 3 games that them kids will never see the rest of the road, no matter who the hell we play. So now we just preparing for good coaching and see if it maybe some people out some different schemes in the playoffs than what we seen earlier. But if the scheme's the same and they ain't better, more talented, we ready for whatever we gonna see. So, that's why I do what we do is to prepare ourselves for 1 through 6 at the end of the year. And I can always tell my kids you will not see in 5A Division II a more physical teams than what we're gonna play in the first 3 weeks of the season. I don't give a damn where you go look for them at.
Yeah,
I agree.
Oh, you agree? You agree?
We not for that. It's 10:30.
I was on your side of the night, man.
I came on late, so I give you that, J Mac. I know you don't.
Yeah, we ain't finna go there.
What happened?
Nothing.
Okay, just tell what happened, man. We gonna get out, man.
Nothing. I came on late, and I don't want to stay in this show longer than it needs to be.
All right, J Mac, 13 minutes, man. What happened, man?
I ain't no 13 minutes. We 13 seconds. You finna get this salute. Nah.
All right, y'all.
What happened on Sunday, though? Just tell me what happened.
Sunday, we had a discussion about the preseason schedule. I was saying that, well, it wasn't just me, but Swaggy switch it up. But I think, it was more B-Rise and Pat. But,
yeah, I will.
Yeah, I was just saying that I would like to see y'all play more of the West Lakes, South Lakes, like that, teams like that, because that's what you're going to see in the playoffs. Then the North Shores, Duncan, which I know why you play Duncanville, but then the North Shores and stuff like that. So that's what the back and forth was about. Because we all already seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I already seen it.
But I think North Shore is a different challenge because of the travel aspect. That's what makes North Shore, I think, a unique challenge.
That's true. But, they could have traveled to Katy.
I mean, but I think North Shore play a different brand of ball, too, than like North Shore, Duncanville, when you look at them, yeah, they got a lot of similarities. But you could, like, North Shore, to me, just watching on film is a more physical, in your face. Oh, okay, they ain't sitting up too high like Duncanville. Like they play the game to play in your face. All the 11 men at the line of scrimmage down there. And you can tell they live and die in that weight room. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that Duncanville don't too. Duncanville does too. But North Shore overall structure, it ain't just they star players that you can tell in that weight room. It's everybody. But we can have that conversation at a later date.
Thank you, Coach Todd, because J Mac tired, and I just woke up.
I got to work tomorrow. I am at.
Well, J Mac may need to start having his show come on right after church.
Yeah.
I mean, because we weren't gonna talk about that. We'll just try to throw that in late because he's late, and now he's just going to talk. But that's his fault. He got to take that. You can't show up an hour late and want to bring up an hour conversation.
No,
J Mac, the J Mac Gospel.
Listen, I already know I'm late. I apologize for being late. I don't want to extend the show longer than it has to be. Hey, I'm okay with all that.
Hey, did your show get canceled? Because
Coach, I can tell you that the type of hate I'm getting within my own organization about my show.
Hey, did it get canceled though?
No, it didn't get canceled.
It ain't nobody. Look, it was supposed to be Alonzo and Diggs. Diggs canceled. What do you want us to do?
Right. Now hold on. So then it was supposed to be me and J Mac Tuesday to debate what we're talking about right now, but he backed out.
The thing was that we just had. We just had an hour-long debate about this.
See, you see how this goes, Todd. There's a clear.
It's redundant. Don't you think it's redundant if we come back Tuesday?
Nah, Todd. It's a clear. Todd, listen. I'm tell you what it is. The people that have spoken had generated so much buzz that the Sunday night people and the Wednesday night people felt some kind of way. If you ever noticed, when we had our reunion show, the reunion show turned into the better part of the debate, and Pat got mad. Then J Mac got mad and sabotaged him, and Arnold got together and sabotaged the show. And then we tried to bring Lamont and Tonka on, but Tonka scared of Lamont and the money internet don't work.
Yeah,
Watch this.
Next, football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the dub. On Friday nights, it feel like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline.